Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this very unique virtual groundbreaking ceremony. As we have attendees from across Canada, I recognize that it's afternoon for some and evening for others. My name is Peter Greger, and I'm Vice President of Development for Nautical Lands Group and the MC for this ceremony. As this is a virtual ceremony, most of us are not actually on site today. We appreciate you taking the time to join us from your offices and your homes to celebrate the construction start of the Wellings of Calgary. As we are expecting to have upwards of 100 attendees today, we'd appreciate if everyone would ensure that their microphones are muted. And so we'll get underway. We would like to start with an acknowledgement that this project will be located on the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta. This includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, collectively known as the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Stoney Nakoda First Nations, comprised of the Chiniki, Bears Paw, and Wesley First Nations, and the Tutina First Nation. The City of Calgary is also homeland to the historic Northwest Métis and to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. We acknowledge all Indigenous urban Calgarians, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis who have made Calgary their home. It was just last week that we celebrated the groundbreaking for our Wellings of Whitby project, and here we grow again. I will start with a brief description of the Wellings of Calgary. Wellings communities are apartment buildings for independent older adults with supportive services layered in. The Wellings of Calgary has 270 apartments in two 14-story towers over a one-story podium. The ground floor podium has approximately 25,000 square feet of amenities, including 2 restaurants, 2 bars, a wellness center with fitness and spa services, and a variety of lounge and game areas. Along with the Wellings amenities, the podium has 5,000 square feet of retail space to add to the great mix of stores and restaurants being located along Naw Drive in Trinity Hills. Before we start, I'll give you a brief overview of the agenda for today's ceremony. We'll start with some introductions. Then Kirk Hopner, the founder and CEO of Nautical Lands Group, will say a few words. Then Member of Legislative Assembly Dimitris Nicolith will say a few words. Following that, I'll ask Councillor Ward Sutherland to speak. Then our local councillor, Jeff Davison, will say a few words. At that point, we'll turn to Joshua Mikado, the project manager for Wellings of Calgary, being our person on site with the shovel. And Josh will do the honors of turning some soil with our ceremonial shovel. Then we'll wrap up. So for starting with the introductions, I would like to acknowledge attendees from the Legislative Assembly, MLA Dimitris Nicolith, from City of Calgary, Councillor Ward Sutherland, Councillor Jeff Davison, and several of the City of Calgary admin staff who have worked with us on this project. From Nautical Lands Group, Kirk Hopner, Kevin Pidgeon, and all of the Nautical Lands Group team that have supported the evolution of this project. I'd also like to acknowledge members of the Trinity team, the Trinity Hills developer, members of the Metropia team, our neighboring landowners, members of the Lauren Group, our general contractor, members of One Space team, our architectural firm, and the members of the EXP team, our structural, mechanical, electrical engineering firm, and members of Urban Systems team, our civil engineers, and Levstek Consulting, our landscape architect, and Grant Mahalkon of BA Group, our local planning firm. So at this point, I'd like to ask Kirk Hopner, our founder and CEO of Nautical Lands Group, to say a few words.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you for everyone that's attending today. I want to talk a little bit about, this particular project from start to finish. Many people don't realize that projects of this magnitude, for us, the timeline is somewhere 6 to 7 years. And frankly, we're already probably about 2.5 years into this project. So there's been a lot of good work done on this project already. And I'd like to thank everyone who's worked so hard and put in all those hours to bring this to where it is to date. And here we are, we're just starting to throw the dirt. So I'd like to take the opportunity today to thank Your Worship, Mayor Nenshi, for welcoming us to the city. And we're going to hear today from Honorable Dimitris Nicolith, MLA. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you to the whole Council of Calgary. You've been very welcoming. and especially Council Sutherland and Davison, who will be talking today. I also want to thank our team, Peter, Angela, the countless hours you guys have put in. You've done a great job. I love the looks of this building. And pretty much all of our staff, you know, all the time we commit the hours and the hours and the hours that we put in to get these projects to the point where we could even throw some dirt. And I'm very proud of our whole team. I'm also going to hold off on welcoming the staff of Calgary at this point, because I have a special thank you to them. You know, when I was a kid, my parents were brave enough to have 3 Alpha young boys in the back seat of their Volkswagen camper doing annual monthly treks across Canada, camping across Canada. And when you started in Ottawa, about 6 days later, you're out in Calgary. Well, I got to tell you, from a kid, I remember traveling that distance out to Calgary. And yeah, us 3 guys in the back seat, I can't believe our parents were good enough to do this, you know. But it's a funny thing, because all these years later, when I saw this particular site and we had the ability to purchase this site, it was very humbling to me, because it really reflected a lot of my youth and my memories of. I always remember when we left Calgary, the fighting seemed to stop when we hit that section of Highway 1 near the Bow River, where it turned and you saw the big cement factory, and all of a sudden you saw the mountains, and our faces were just in awe. So the staff, when we first came to Calgary, you know, often the staff are very accommodating, but your staff in Calgary made it very clear that this building sits in a very prominent position, and we want it to look really, really nice. I am all for that. And I think our team has achieved that. I think you can see that in the physical beauty of the building. But I know that in 2-3 years' time, when this building is complete, the rest of our team will take over, and all those clients will just have such a great time. And believe me, there won't be any fighting in the back seat from that point on. So this is a special development for me. It brings me back to my youth. And, you know, hopefully it'll bring a lot of people back to their youth when they move into this building and enjoy it the same way I'm going to enjoy seeing this go up. So truly, I want to thank the staff of Calgary for being tough with us, because this particular location did require a beautiful special facility. So I'm very proud of it, and thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, Peter.
Thanks, Kirk. Appreciate that. And so next we have a video from Dimitros Nikolides, member of Legislative Assembly. As the MLA, Nikolides was not able to take part at this time of day. He selected another virtual method to speak on behalf of the Assembly by sending us a video. So Brian, can you please share the video from MLA?
Hi, I'm Dimitris Nikolides, MLA for Calgary Bow, and very excited to be participating in today's virtual groundbreaking of Wellings of Calgary. I want to send my congratulations to Nautical Lands Group for choosing Alberta and Calgary, and of course, more specifically, our fantastic community of Calgary Bow for this important new project that is going to create new, affordable, high-quality living arrangements for many seniors in our community. Indeed, our seniors helped build our province, and everything that we can do to help ensure that they continue to retain a high quality of life is essential, and I believe that this initiative will help achieve just that goal. Again, as MLA for the area, I want to offer my congratulations and my appreciation for being able to participate in today's virtual groundbreaking, and I'm very excited to seeing the project come to completion. Once again, congratulations to all those involved.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that video. And next, I'd like to ask Councillor Ward Sutherland to say a few words.
Thanks, Peter. Medicine Hill is a very, very special area for many Calgarians. These lands have significant history with the Blackfoot First Nations and was significant in the buffalo hunting area. I first learned how to actually ski on these slopes when it was called Paskapoo. My daughter was a biathlete who used the slopes to train. And of course, right beside here is the venue of the wonderful 1988 Olympics. Trinity Hill's land use application was one of the most transparent and intense processes seen at the time when this project started, because this land is so special to Calgarians. We are so pleased that Trinity gifted over 2/3 of the upper lands to the city of Calgary, so Calgarians can now enjoy another permanent natural park in Northwest Calgary. I'd like to thank my colleague Jeff Davison for carrying the torch on this important new community in Northwest, because we have committed to citizens of Calgary that we would maintain the look, the feel, and respect the land. Additionally, I'd like to thank Trinity for stepping up and investing in Calgary and honoring these lands appropriately with the current development. We are here today to celebrate the groundbreaking of the new Wellings of Calgary, a very unique community product for seniors in Calgary. Peter and Kirk, please pass on our gratitude and thanks to the entire team of Nautical Lands Groups for coming out west and investing in Calgary. I am so thrilled to be here today and looking forward to the opening day of the Wellington of Calgary. I'm confident Councillor Davison will be partnering with you to ensure a smooth building process over the next couple of years, because we truly pride ourselves in doing business better for all of you. And thank you for the investment, and thank you on behalf of Calgarians for this product.
Thank you, Councillor Sutherland. And now for a few words from Councillor Jeff Davison, City of Calgary Ward 6 Councillor.
Thanks very much, Peter, and good afternoon, good evening to everybody online, depending on where you are. On behalf of Mayor Nenshi and City Council, thank you so much for inviting me here today to celebrate the opening of the new Wellings of Calgary facility here at Medicine Hills. And I do want to say a special thanks to my fellow councillor, Ward Sutherland, for his words. Before I came along, Ward represented the area where this project is now taking shape. And I really believe that it was his stewardship of the file originally that has helped us realize this facility within such a beautiful community here in Calgary. Let me begin my remarks by also welcoming the Wellings of Calgary team, the Nautical Lands team, as well as to the people who will live and work here. We know that our demographics are changing in Calgary, and with that, we must envision and create impactful spaces that embrace an ageless mindset. I know this community very well. I'm so fortunate to have grown up and still live in the ward I now get to represent. And I know that this new development isn't just going to be a place in the community. It's a home, and it's a home that so many are looking forward to in order to carry out the next chapter of their lives. Home to me is really what community is all about. It's a collection of friends and families living together in harmony. That is what Calgary is all about. So to the people online that will live here, I welcome you to this community. I welcome you to enjoy the new trails and amenities and shops, as well as welcome you to enjoy meeting new friends and neighbors in an area where you will make memories for many years to come. So thank you to everybody for coming out on this special day. And once again, welcome Wellings of Calgary to the Ward 6 community.
Thank you, Councillor Davison. So now we'll move on to our formal part of the ceremony. We'll have Josh take the golden shovel and toss some soil for us. So if we can, Brian, if you can shift over to the video feed of Josh on site. Hi there, Josh. So it's time now to ceremonial toss some soil on site. Can you please do the honors? Terrific. Thank you very much, Josh. Thank you everyone for taking part. Trying not to get Josh run over by a truck on site there, but so it was very exciting to get this project underway. So it's been a memorial ceremony. It's nice to be able to adapt to the changing times, even with COVID pandemic. having a chance for so many of us to celebrate this event together has been great. I look forward to all of you joining us for our grand opening. Take care and be safe. Thank you, everyone.
All the best.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Peter.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.